Hello students, welcome to online course of Mechanical Measurement and Metrology. Myself Abhishek Trivedi from Mechanical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. We are discussing system of limits, fits, tolerances and the gauging system. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the types of fits. We have already covered the three types of fits, which are interference fit, transition fit and the clearance fits. I hope you have cleared all the concept of the category of the fits and how the fits are generated and what is the basic, or we can say what is the necessary condition for the generation of such kind of fits. Today we are going to start with some basic systems, say hole based system and the shaft based system, and then we are going to discuss the Indian standard system for the tolerance and the different grading system. And then in the next lecture we are going to discuss the types of gauging system and we are going to end up our chapter. So let us start with the very basic concept of hole base and the shaft base system. The first one, that is the hole base system. In the particular hole base system, as the name suggests, what you are supposed to do, we are initially drill a hole and then accordingly we are initially drill a hole and then accordingly we are going to design the shaft which is going to be fit over the hole. We are going to design the shaft. In the particular hole base system or the shaft base system, as we all know that for proper matting, or we can say that for proper assembly, we are supposed to require the two different components. The first one, that is the shaft, and the second one, that is the hole. As we all know that for designing a proper assembly, or we can say for designing a proper matting parts, we are supposed to design a single component and then accordingly we are going to design the matting component. Suppose I have to design the piston cylinder arrangement, then what I am supposed to do? Case number 1, I can design the cylinder first and then according to the dimension of the cylinder I will design the dimension of the piston and I am going to design the piston. In the case number 2, I can say that first of all I am going to design the piston. Let's say this is the basic requirement of the piston and I am going to design such piston, and according to the dimension of the piston I am going to design the cylinder then. And this is the case 2. In the first case we have designed the cylinder first. Cylinder are known as a hole, and then we have designed the piston, or we can say shaft. So this is our line of action. Whereas in the second case we have designed the piston, or we can say we have designed the shaft first and then we are moving for the cylinder, or we can say hole. This is our line of action. So particularly which component you have to design first, whether you have to design the hole or whether you have to design the shaft, it is decided by the requirement of the particular assembly, and we can say the functional requirement or the basic parameter which the assembly has to be fulfilled will going to design that which particular component will be decided, or which particular component will be designed first and then the later one will be designed later on. Suppose in this particular case number 1, I am going to design the cylinder as a prime part of the engine, or we can say that I am going to design the whole very first case and then according to the size of the hole I will design the piston, because here the basic requirement is the area available for setup of the engine. Suppose you are supposed to provide that this amount of the area you have to given, or this amount of the volume inside the engine you have to given, and then you have to say that you have to design the 4-cylinder or the 6-cylinder engines. Then what you are supposed to do, you are simply divide the whole volume in the 6 each and every equal parts, and once you have divided the total volume in the 6 parts, then you are supposed to know that for a single cylinder you are supposed to achieve such amount of the volume. Accordingly you are going to design the cylinder, and on the basis of the volume of the cylinder you are going to design the piston. Whereas suppose in the case number 2 you are supposed to design the piston first. So here the basic requirement is whatever the pressure applied over the piston, you are taking the basic parameter as the pressure applied over the piston which a piston can sustain, and piston must not be failed due to such pressure amount. So in this particular case you are supposed to get the value of the pressure, and then according to the value of the pressure on the piston you are supposed to design the piston first, and according to the design of the piston you are going to manufacture, you are going to design the cylinder later on. So we can say that whether to design the hole first or the shaft first is totally based on the functional requirement, or we can say the basic technical parameters which directly affect that whether the hole should be first or whether the shaft should be first. In very general cases, we are preferring the hole based system as a basic system, because once you have designed a hole, always remember that your hole is to be punched in any sheet material. Suppose you have designed the hole, so once you have designed the hole, you are not supposed to decrease the internal diameter of the hole. It means you are not supposed to fill up the material back to the hole, and you are supposed to decrease the diameter of the hole. Though you can increase the diameter of the hole by taking the drilling or by using the ramming operations, you can increase the diameter, but you are not supposed to decrease the diameter. So what we are supposed to do, suppose I have to drill the hole of, let's say, 10 mm, but due to some error in the tool geometry, or we can say the human error or any kind of the error, the hole should be designed, or we can say the hole should be drilled as 10.2 mm instead of 10 mm. So I cannot fill up the material of 0.2 mm, or we can say I cannot make a layer of 0.2 mm over the whole internal diameter and I can reduce the diameter. This is not the possible case. So what I am supposed to do, I will make a shaft having the dimension as per the 10.2 mm, whatever the fits is required. Suppose the clearance fit is required, it means the shaft diameter should be lesser than the diameter of the hole. Then what I am supposed to do, I will design the shaft having the dimension, let's say 10 mm, or we can say 9.99 mm or 9.98 mm. I am going to design such amount of the shaft which generate the fits as well as which generate the proper requirement of the fitting. So what we are supposed to do, we are taking the shaft of 11 mm, and then by using the turning operation, I am going to remove the layer from materialistic layer from the shaft one by one mm, and then I will design the particular shaft for matting the hole. This is known as a hole based system. Whereas in the shaft based system, you are simply design the shaft in the very first case. Suppose we have designed the shaft, let's say exactly of 10 mm, and as per the requirement of the hole, you are supposed to punch the hole. But suppose the case is there that you have to design the shaft of 10 mm, the requirement of the hole should be 11 mm, and the clearance between these two must be maintained at 1 mm. This is a basic requirement, that you have to maintain the clearance of exactly 1 mm. Suppose by some mistake, by some human error, or we can say by some error of the tool geometry, or any kind of the error which is generated at the time of operation, suppose your hole having the diameter 11.5 mm instead of 11 mm. So I can say that we are increasing the clearance by 0.5 mm, which is not the required value. You are not supposed to increase the clearance at any cost. So what you have to do, you have to simply reject the sheet on which the hole has been punched. So I can say that for the shaft based system, there might some chance that if your hole should be increased in the dimensions and the dimension is not in the permissible range, then you have to simply reject the sheet, and then you have to take a new sheet and you have to drill once again. So it will directly increase the rejection ratio, it will directly increase the ratio of scrap, and then it will directly affect the economic factors of the company or firm. So that we are using the hole based system as a very basic or prior system. In the particular hole based system, the basic diameter of the hole is constant, while the shaft size is vary according to the type of fitting. As I have told you that suppose diameter of the hole, let's say 10 mm. As per the basic requirement, suppose I have the shaft having the 12 mm diameter and I have the shaft having the 8 mm diameter. Suppose I will take this particular shaft, it will generate the clearance fit. I will take this shaft, it will generate the interference fit, and in between this there might some chance of transition fit as well. So this is the case of the hole based system. Hole based system is widely used in our country for all the fastening purposes, for all the mechanical arranging purposes. Generally holes are produced by operations, let's say drilling operation, boring operation, ramming operation, broaching operation, etc. Whereas the shafts are turn or ground. As I have told you that suppose I have to drill the hole of, let's say 10 mm, and the requirement of the shaft is, let's say 9 mm, then what I am supposed to do, I will take the shaft of 10 mm and then I perform the turning operation inside the lathe. And by taking the turning operation on the lathe, I will simply reduce the diameter of the shaft from 10 to 9 mm by removing the material layer by layer. and then once I will achieve the 9 mm shaft, I will simply make a matting, or I'll simply make a assembly between the hole and the shaft. This is known as the hole base system. Second one, that is a shaft base system. As I have told you that in the shaft base system, the basic diameter of the shaft is constant, while the hole size is vary according to the type of fitting. It may, however, be necessary to use the shaft base system where the different fits are required along the long shaft. This is the basic case of the shaft base system. Let us understand first. Suppose I have taken a shaft, a long shaft has been taken. Suppose at the end of the shaft, a bearing is required to be fit. This is side view of the bearing. A bearing has been attached with the pedestal. A bearing has been attached. Suppose a ring should be provided, a loose ring should be provided, which can easily move from one spot to another spot over the shaft. A gear set has been provided, or we can say a basic gear has been provided. This is the side view of the gears. So in a single shaft, in a single long shaft, we are supposed to require some sort of interference fit, some sort of clearance fit, some sort of transition or interference fitting. So what is the basic requirement? The basic requirement is, on the same shaft you are supposed to require the clearance fit as well as you are supposed to require the interference fit. To design such kind of shaft assembly, you are not supposed to design the shaft, you are supposed to simply manufacture the shaft, and according to the shaft you are going to drill the hole inside the, let's say inside the ring, inside the particular bearing, or inside the particular gears to attach on the shaft properly as per the requirement of the fits. So this is the case of the shaft base system. Now let us understand the standard system, or we can say the Indian standard system for the tolerance gauge, tolerancing methods and tolerance zones. As we have discussed, suppose this is the zero line. We have discussed two different tolerances. First one, that is a unilateral tolerance, and second one, that is the bilateral tolerance. The case of bilateral tolerance has been designed like this. You have both side, on the plus side and on the minus side you have some tolerance zone. This is the case of unilateral tolerance. This is again the case of unilateral tolerance. This is the case of the unilateral tolerance. This is again the case of the unilateral tolerance. So I can say that if the zone of the tolerance fall on the single side of the zero line, then it is known as the unilateral tolerance, and if the zone of the tolerance falls on both the side of the zero line, then it is case of the bilateral tolerance. As per the value of the tolerance, we have defined the tolerance zones. In the Indian standard system, we have defined the 25 different fundamental deviation, or we can say we have designed the 25 different tolerance zones. Some zones having the bilateral value, some of them having the unilateral values. But as per the requirement of the different mechanical elements, we have designed the different standards zones. The basic purpose for designing such zone is to manufacture the component which is universally accepted. Just because of these different tolerance zones, I can say that if the suppose I have to require some sort of the gears, then whatever the firm will producing the gears, the firm will follow the particular standards which is designed for the gears, so that I can expect that if I will took the two different gear from the two different company which are manufacturing those gears, but those two gears will match each other and will perform the proper gear functioning. So this is the basic requirement behind the definition of the tolerance zones. As per the grading system, we have designed the tolerance grade as well. We have designed the 18 different tolerance grades. The different tolerance grade start with, let's say, IT01, Indian tolerance zone 01, then IT00, then IT 1, 2, 3 up to 16. IT 16, that is the last grade of the tolerance. As you are moving from top to bottom, or we can say as you are moving from bottom to top, it will directly affect the accuracy of the tolerance grades. As from one direction to another direction, you are supposed to increase the zone of the tolerance, or you are supposed to decrease the zone of the tolerance, and it will directly helpful for the definition of the zone of the tolerance. That particular zone of the tolerance is accepted for the experimental work, particular zone of the tolerance is accepted for the research work, for the laboratory work, for the academic institution, for the particular purpose of the mechanical industries or so on. So this is the basic case of the Indian standard system. The figure shows the basic standard system which we are following. Suppose you have to remember 2-3 things for the definition of the whole, or I can say for the specification of the whole, or we can say for the nomenclature of the whole, we are using the capital letters. Let's say capital A, capital B, capital C, D and so on. For the nomenclature of the shaft, we are using the small letter, let's say A, B, C, D and so on. Suppose your capital A is over here, it shows that from the zero line you have the unilateral direction, so I can say that the capital A shows the unilateral tolerance zone. The bottom side, that is the lower limit of the hole, and the top side, that is the upper limit of the hole. Then capital B, C, D, C, D, D, E, F, E, F, G, H and so on till the value of the H. This is the capital H. We are going to discuss that what is the value of the H. Then H, I, J, K, J, S and so on, we are moving in the downward direction till the Z A, Z B and the Z C. So I can say that this is the locus of formation of the holes. Same way the small a is over here, then small b, small c, d up to we are supposed to achieve the value of the small h, which is exactly at the zero line, and then we are moving in the upward direction. So this is the locus of the particular shaft. So I can say that for the hole we are moving in the downward, for the shaft we are moving in the upward. This is the basic case of the hole and the shaft deviations. The capital H is known as a basic hole and the small h is known as the basic shaft, because in the particular basic hole and the basic shaft, one of the limit of the hole or the shaft will be 0. So I can say that if one of the limit is 0, the fundamental deviation is also 0, because we have discussed the fundamental deviation. Suppose this is the line, here this is the upper deviation, here this is the lower deviation. The case of the fundamental deviation is that whichever the deviation which is the nearest to the zero line, the particular deviation is known as a fundamental deviation. But in our case, suppose this is the zero line and we are moving like this, unilateral tolerance, then I can say that this one will be the upper deviation, and on the zero line you are supposed to find the lower deviation, and whichever the deviation which is nearest to the lower line, it is known as the fundamental deviation. So I can say that the lower deviation is also known as the fundamental deviation. So if your fundamental deviation value is 0, then those particular components are known as the basic components, let's say basic shaft and the basic hole. The basic shaft is the shaft whose upper deviation is 0, the value is shown as a small h. Same way the basic hole is the hole whose lower deviation is 0, it is known as the basic shaft. Sorry, here is known as a basic hole, please correct it. As I have told you that according to the Indian standard system, we have the 18 different fundamental tolerance grades are available. The ISO system provides the nomenclature of the tolerance grades from IT01, IT00, then IT1, 2, 3, 4 up to IT16. You have to just remember the basic figures of these particular grades. You are not supposed to remember each and every particular expression for the tolerance grades, and you are not supposed to mug up all the particular equations which are useful for the generation of the tolerance grade, and simply you have to remember the basic standard system and how it will work. Then the next is the tolerance grades for the application. As I have told you that we are moving from IT0 to IT16, we are supposed to increase the value of the tolerance and we are supposed to decrease the accuracy. The first one, IT01 to IT4, is directly useful for designing of the gauge, plug gauge and measuring instrument, which is highly precise. Then IT5, IT6 and IT7 are useful for the fits in precision engineering applications such as ball bearing, grinding, fine boring, high quality turning and broaching operations. In those particular operations, or we can say applications, whatever the fittings are required, the fittings are designed as per these particular tolerance zones. IT 8, 9, 10 and 11 stands for the general engineering purpose, where we are using the turning, boring, milling, planing, rolling, extrusion, drilling, precision tube drawing operation, and so many operations are there. Whatever the operations which are generally useful for the general engineering purpose, we are using the IT 8 to IT 11. Then we are moving to the IT 12 and IT 12, 13 and 14, which stands for the sheet metal working operations. IT 12, 13 and 14 useful for the sheet metal working operation, or we can say the press working operations. And the last two, IT 15, 16 used for the casting, stamping, rubbing, molding, general cutting and the flame cutting operations. So I can say that if we are moving from bottom to top side, we are going to decrease the zone of tolerance. Mark my word, you are supposed to decrease the zone of the tolerance, but you are supposed to increase the accuracy of the dimensions. Suppose in the bottom side, or we can say in the bottom 2 or bottom 3, suppose the dimension of the shaft is 100, then we are supposed to accept 102 as well as you are supposed to accept 98. But once you start moving in the upward direction, you are supposed to accept 100.2 and you are supposed to accept 99.8. And if you are reaching the top, then you are supposed to accept 100.001, 99.999. This is the basic difference between the different fundamental zones, or we can say the different fundamental tolerance grades. I hope you are properly cleared about the tolerance zones, tolerance grades and all this. So here we are going to wind up our lecture. We have started our lecture with the hole base and the shaft base system. Then we have discussed the Indian standard system and how the tolerance zones and the grades has been defined, and the basic application of the different tolerance grades. From next lecture we are going to discuss the gauging system and how the gauging system work. Till then, thank you.